Who knew that replacing the zombies from Left 4 Dead with giant rat men would make for an instant classic of a video game? Who'da thunk it? Oh yes, and since this is Warhammer, I shall commence with the obligatory Blood for the Blood God! Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. Warhammer End Times Vermintide, an indie game that came almost out of nowhere. When I first saw the trailer, the original revealed trailer teaser for Vermintide, I didn't know what to expect. Was it an RTS game? Was it an action game? I didn't know. All I knew is that it was set in the Warhammer fantasy universe, and it seemingly starred the Skaven, the evil faction of Ratmen in the Warhammer universe. So Vermintide comes out, and what is it? A seemingly more refined, in some ways, version of the Left 4 Dead formula. Now, there's no denying the comparison and the obvious, simply obvious inspiration from Left 4 Dead to Vermintide. The game is co-op with bots, you're in a team of 4, you survive hordes of enemies, go in a linear path, complete a few objectives, rinse and repeat. Similar to Left 4 Dead. But unlike Left 4 Dead, similar in the vein of Payday, it does enough things different that while it's similar to Left 4 Dead, it's also its own game entirely. Vermintide's playable characters are not only different characters in themselves, they're also different classes with different playstyles with a variety of different weapons at their disposal. There's also a huge, simply huge amount of different weapons to collect and use. Vermintide is heavily focused, as a matter of fact, it's advertised as a first-person melee combat game, with light attacks, heavy attacks, blocking, the kind of things you would usually see in a third-person hack-and-slash game. And then there's the loot reward system, which is already becoming infamous. For those of you who don't know about Vermintide, every time you complete a mission, you get to roll these die. Now, during a mission, you can collect certain items that will improve your chances of getting better loot, but in the end, it's essentially gambling. It's RNG. It's random. It is very literally a roll of the die. And while that may be very annoying to some players and may turn some players off, it can also be very addicting. You want to complete missions, you want to get the tombs and grimoires, these special items that give you better chances at better loot. And all the loot you get really matters. There is no useless loot. You could get a legendary weapon, a legendary artifact or trinket. Hell, even if you get a low-level item, there is still some use for that low-level item. You could fuse all your low-level items to make a higher-level item. You could salvage that low-level item and give you access to new weapon upgrades for high-level items. The loot system in Vermintide is very addicting, and guarantees that you will get something for the time and effort you put in. So yeah, I must say, Warhammer End Times Vermintide has a lot going for it in terms of its gameplay, in terms of its story, setting, and atmosphere, which Warhammer fans, like myself, absolutely adore. All the little details added around the environments to let you know and feel that this is the world of fantasy Warhammer. This is a video game made by fans of Warhammer for fans of Warhammer. But at the same time, this game is also very inviting for newcomers, and people who just aren't fans of Warhammer can still get into this game and love this game. Do you like fighting and slaying hordes and hordes of enemies? Vermintide's got that. Do you like video games that provide a real, actual challenge and very intense difficulties, where teamwork is 100% required? Vermintide has that. Do you like to play solo, alone with bots, like myself? Vermintide has that. Do you love loot? Do you love getting better and better loot as you progress throughout a game? Vermintide certainly has that. Vermintide is a real pleasant surprise in the video game community and in the video game industry. Cause keep in mind, even though Warhammer End Times Vermintide looks gorgeous and plays great, it looks and feels like a AAA video game, this is still technically an indie game, being published and developed by Fat Shark. And the fact that Vermintide is doing so well in terms of sales, in terms of reception, I see a hopeful future for this game and this developer. Now, me personally, I love the game. This might possibly make it into my top 10 favorite games of 2015. It's great fun solo or multiplayer co-op. And I just especially love fighting the Skaven, the Ratmen, the stars of the show in Vermintide. The animations on all the different Skaven look magnificent, wonderful animations. And the voice work is both intimidating and hilarious. They sound and act like how you think Skaven would sound and act. They're an intimidating, fun, and just flat out memorable enemy to fight. All the different characters to play as are a unique and memorable and colorful and creative lot. I love the playable characters. From the Empire Soldier, to the Weight Watcher, to the Dwarf, to the Bright Wizard, to the Witch Hunter, they're all unique and they're fun to play as. They have wonderful, diverse personalities, and in fitting with the game, they're all loyal to the Warhammer universe and how they behave, how they dressed, how they act. Just, oh my goodness, I love Vermintide. This is a great game. And another thing I am really looking forward to with Vermintide is its future, because Fat Shark has stated that there is an extensive DLC planned for this game, which is completely reasonable considering this is a $30 game and the base game is already jam-packed with content. So a hefty DLC plan is more than welcome. I'm more than welcome to help support Fat Shark and support this game. Now, there is some DLC I specifically would like to see added to Vermintide in its future. Just the new content I would like to see added to the game would be more Skaven enemies, maybe some boss battles, new missions / maps, and of course more loot, more weapons, more gear. Now, a lot of people are clamoring for new playable characters, new heroes. I wouldn't recommend that to Fat Shark, and I wouldn't recommend that you request that, because you see, making a new hero character would require completely new animations for that character, getting a new voice actor to play that character, or having one of your already existing and hired voice actors do a ton of more hours voice recording for this new character, and then create completely different and new weapons for this character. It just seems like a huge workload for Fat Shark and a huge endeavor to take in, and it would cost a lot of money. I would much rather prefer all that money go into new weapons, new missions, new maps, and new Skaven. Making new hero characters, to me personally, and looking at it from a video game development standpoint, just seems like too much work and too much money wasted for just a single new hero. I would like to see just more overall content via new enemies, new maps, missions, and weapons. But hey, that's just me. If you guys want new hero characters, nothing I can do to stop you. However, overall, I think we can all agree that Warhammer End Times Vermintide is just a great game. It's a great game, came almost out of nowhere. It's being developed and published by technically an indie developer. It's technically an indie game. A very, very impressive, wonderful looking indie game. It looks AAA. This game looks and feels AAA. It's a love letter to Warhammer fans, to Left 4 Dead fans, and it's just a great game. It's a great game, and I recommend picking it up for those of you who are into all the stuff I already mentioned in this video. But yeah, that's a video. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did like the video, please hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps you, helps me, helps everybody involved in the video. If you hit the like button, please leave a comment. What are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on Warhammer End Times Vermintide? What are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this video? Please leave your thoughts, feelings, and opinions in the comment section. I love reading comments. I don't get nearly enough comments. Please leave a comment. And finally, I am the Gamertron. I love video games. I love talking about video games. And if that's something that interests you, maybe consider supporting my channel by subscribing to me. Anyways, guys, this has been a video, and I will see you guys later.